It's the OCG Fam Show. We've talked about how to water when you up pot, when to water when you up pot. Let's talk about where. Hey there, Bob from Oregon, Wisconsin Gardener. Welcome to the OCG Fam Show. To you, my YouTube buddies, what's going on? Let me know in the comments and we'll talk about it after the show. I got to tell you, I'm not 100%. We went to it was the daughter's birthday. She's full grown, not a kid. Adult birthday. We went to a tiki bar and we had one of those bowl drinks with the straws. There's like 4 straws. I thought that was just like extra straws. No, this is a 4 people drink. So So when you're up potting, we've talked a lot about this, about watering and, when to water, how soon to water, all that kind of thing. But I asked Scott a question. He said, good question. When I asked him, I was pretty proud of that. I said, where do you water? Where in the pot? And when you put a new plant into a big giant pot? And I thought he had a pretty interesting answer. And I think you might find it interesting. So watch the clip and then we'll talk after.
Do they root into that soil automatically from the heavy feeding, or do you have issue, or do you do something different with your feeding as they're trying to build roots into that new pot?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, no, I don't soak down. So if I go from a 7 to a 15, I don't soak the whole 15 down at transplant. I'm literally trying to water that 7-gallon pot the same way I did 2 days ago because I'm just trying to get that root ball hydrated and then just enough to kind of get the first layer of the new soil wet. So the roots will want to naturally start growing into that moisture. If you soak down that whole 15 gallons, it takes forever for that ring to dry out. So your plants kind of tend to not want to grow out into the soaking wet soil in fear of being, rotted out or choked out with lack of oxygen. So I kind of water the same 7-gallon pot for about 3 to 4 waterings to let those roots develop into the 15, and then I'll go increase my volume after that.
It's in that 7-gallon size, and if you water the whole thing, does it kind of dry it out here and then slowly it kind of wicks back in and it just stays where it is if you water
to an extent? But I mean, when you have, let's say, 5-inch window on both sides of the root ball, and this is all soaked out here, it's not going to wick back in any time of reasonable time.
Right, and so it thinks
this area will be bone dry because the roots will have drank everything that hit the root zone. Everything on the edge of the pot's going to be soaking wet because it doesn't have any roots near it to suck it up.
And it thinks it's planted next to a river and it's trying to stay away from that.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And it's like, we're going to die. Plus, you're 76 degrees in here with a 50-degree nighttime. It's just the recipe for root rot. So, no thank you.
Okay.
So the plant becomes hydrophobic, not the soil.
Interesting. Okay, what do you think of that? Informative, entertaining, helpful? Let me know in the comments. We'll talk about it. Let me know what you do. This week, we're looking to do a viewer questions episode and also go on a field trip down to see Christopher at the store. So any comments, questions, thoughts about that, throw those in the comments as well. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. The OCG Fam Show. It's pretty good. It happens every day. It's the OCG Fam Show. See you tomorrow.